can you tell me what an audience can expect from the Live in London performance?
What can audience expect? Wow, it's a big question. Well, it's my first show and my first solo concert. So I'm wanting to like, kind of like, instead of playing a character, introduce the audience to kind of like me and what I'm all about musically, artist-wise, and just get to learn a little bit more about me as a person and what's led me to the road and the decisions I've made so far professionally, and hopefully enjoy some really good music from people I love to and really admire.
And then obviously when you're kind of choosing the set list, do you kind of mix it with obviously the shows you've been in then, and obviously the kind of music that inspires you?
Yeah, I've tried to be kind of like a good level playing field in terms of like what I've brought from the shows that I've been in already, and then trying to introduce something new from whether it's the stuff I do in my band or the stuff that I was raised with in my household as a kid, that I've not really got to have the opportunity to sing yet to people. Yeah. So yeah, there's lots. It's a very eclectic mix. You can get some Nina Simone in there. There's some Meatloaf in there. Okay. Motown, which I was raised on. I'm a massive jazz lover, and then obviously all that dotted around a lot of musical theatre stuff as well.
And obviously, when you are picking that set list, what was the kind of first song that's kind of nailed down, goes on the list?
I have to. There's a few, because I was thinking, obviously there has to be some. I love myself some rock and roll as well. And after being in the original cast of Bat of Hell, Meatloaf had to go in there. Along with, I've got a lot of good luck songs that I kind of try and do any opportunity. And a lot of them are like the Motown ones and the jazz ones. And being the first one, me obviously being quite a introvert, I'd say, which is, I get to be a character a lot, which is where I kind of excel. But then it's being you for an hour or over an hour. I think it's a good 75 minutes. It's very new to me. So to have some like good luck songs in there is great. So maybe like My Girl, things like that. Yeah. A bit of Frank Sinatra's in there, that kind of thing. Yeah, easy listening.
And obviously, I know you've kind of done concerts with the band and stuff before, but obviously it's kind of the big London debut, as you kind of said there. But kind of what's that preparation like with you at this stage where you kind of got a week or so to go, well, you know, it's coming up, and obviously you've not got that character, have you?
It's just like over practicing, really. If you can over practice, I would just say like you have to be working all the time. But it's just making everything come off really natural, which is why picking a really good set list, something that you're really comfortable with, and that you think other people will love to hear, is the first port of call. Yeah. And so I feel that's all it is really. It's just kind of like keep on practicing and nail those big moments down, because there's a few surprises in there, and I hope everyone's really going to enjoy it.
I suppose, is it, well, not easier to prepare for, but is it easier because obviously you've not got a whole script and everything, the choreography and all that to remember, kind of, you can obviously freestyle it, I suppose.
That's it. It's just the first time I've actually been able to have the decisions myself, the kind of like structure this thing that's very close to my heart, and bring something that I love to do, fully my decision to an audience, especially in kind of like a place like Crazy Cox, which is perfect for my whole vibe musically. And you're so close to the audience, so you get that kind of like opportunity to be quite chilled with it and try and bring people in more, as opposed to there being like the audience and the stage, if you get what I mean.
I do. And obviously you've got Maiya Quansah-Breed coming, obviously from the connection from Rent. Kind of,
yes.
Why did you go about selecting her? Obviously, maybe you've kind of worked together, but
well, that was it. It was just kind of like Rent still holds such a really, really important. I mean, it was post-lockdown. We got closed down once, and then we got to do the whole run after lockdown and things. So that part of my professional life was a really, really strange part. So when it came to bringing somebody in that I could be a guest performer, I just had to go with somebody that I really, really respected, not just an artist, but as a person. And she's just like the loveliest woman you will meet. And it really helps that she's bloody talented as well. Extra talented. So yeah, that really.
Obviously, again, you're working with Chris Poon, musical director, as well. Obviously, he did Rent as well, didn't he? So it's kind
as
of
well. Yeah, but
continues.
I've known Chris for a while now, but we've never got to speak to each other. Work with each other.
Yeah.
Until Rent. So to get this opportunity for him to come on board after having the one job, and it's just a big coincidence that a lot of his love for music corresponds with my first loves when it comes to the art form and things. So to have him behind me, in charge of all the music and things, is just an absolute pleasure.
Obviously, we've kind of touched on it there, but how you kind of shaped, like the last couple of years, shaped you as an artist going forward? I don't know, you obviously the Rent kind of on and off kind of experience, and obviously going to Dreamgirls, kind of still with the COVID restrictions around. Kind of how has it shaped you going forwards?
I think how has the last few years shaped me? It's living each day, really, and never really knowing when it could all be taken away, and not taking anything for granted. Every single time you're on stage, every time you're given the opportunity to perform, create a character, work with these just amazing people, never take it for granted, because you never know when the next time you won't be able to do it, and when the next job is coming in. I mean, it's quite like that as an actor anyway, but then you put things like the pandemic into the mix and how the last few years have shaped out. It just kicks you into gear, and any kind of opportunity you can get to get on stage and enjoy it, you just have to take it.
Of course. Now, obviously, if you could revisit any of the roles you've played to date, because obviously you're going to here a little bit.
Yeah.
Which one would you go back to?
Oh, wow. That's hard. All the roles have been so good.
Yeah.
If I do say so myself.
Yeah.
But Collins in Rent.
Of course.
And to be in Hamilton again would just be pretty incredible, because I never got tired of it. Never, ever got tired of it. So anyone in Hamilton and Collins in Rent for sure.
And obviously, the big question is,
yeah,
when are we going to get the Dom solo album?
I'm working on it. Because I'm working with it's with my band that we're trying to get it together and get everyone in the right time, the same place at the same time, especially when everyone's so busy. But October, I'm starting to record.
Very exciting.
After being able to cement down some of the songs for the album, and should be available to stream around the start of the new year.
That is super.
Around February, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, because you already know that you have one of the best voices in the industry. So
thank you so much.
Just put it out there.
Thank you.
Obviously, obviously this one in London, and obviously with the band. But what kind of this kind of shape of the future, kind of next few months? Are you performing kind of elsewhere?
Yeah, just kind of like, obviously the show is taking up a lot of the time. But obviously next week I'll be able to like shed a hopefully sorrow relief.
Yeah.
And it's a big success, and I can let go of all the nerves and things. But other than with the band at the moment, I'm going to try and take it easy around Christmas time, because I've got three kiddies and things, and then we've got lots of plans for the new year. I'm auditioning still, and to keep me busy until then, you've got the family and you've got the band, the function band. So yeah,
amazing. Well, obviously, I know we did an interview for Dreamgirls, so you may have had some of these questions before. So
worries.
If things have changed, because it's obviously been about 6 months since then.
Yeah.
But have you had a kind of, say this year, has there been one show that stood out as an audience member, if you get to see many?
Wow. I would have to say Cabaret was pretty special. I loved it. And they did it really, the way that it's really immersive. I would have to put that right at the front in terms of something that I've seen this year. Cabaret was great. And
obviously, I know, like you say, you come out of Dreamgirls, quite a long run for the tour. What kind of keeps you inspired when you're kind of in a role like that on tour, and the challenges that brings?
I think it's just all down to the acting side, really. Always just keep asking questions and have like a motivation to like why people are doing what they do, instead of just like saying it away because you're directed to, or because it's convenient for somebody else. I think it's always an internal kind of like, not struggle, but like journey to see what you can still pick out of a character and what makes them human, which is what, in essence, gets the audience to either warm or whether it's to hate or to invest in every character on stage. Everyone has to keep asking the questions.
And some more fun questions for you. What was the last TV show you binged?
I'm in the middle of, because again, I'm just a massive fantasy fan.
Yeah.
At heart. I'm in the middle of binging the Power of the Rings on Amazon Prime, because I think the Lord of the Rings films are like three of the best films ever made. So when they said it was coming to TV and they're going to expand on the journey and the character backgrounds and things, I was straight on it, and I'm loving it.
I'm only 2 episodes in, and yeah, I just want to.
I won't spoil anything.
It's annoying because it's only obviously weekly episodes. It's so annoying. Obviously, so used to it these days that you get all 10 at once.
I was really smart about that because I was like, I'm not going to start it straight away.
Yeah.
But then a couple of episodes in, and like all of a sudden you'll fall down. So I'm now almost up to date, which is really great because I've watched it, but it's frustrating because I know I'm going to be on week now.
yeah, it's so annoying. But at least it's something to look forward to every week.
Exactly.
I know, obviously, probably preparing for a concert, you probably have to kind of listen to a lot of music to choose what you're going to put in the set list. But what was the kind of last album you streamed?
Last album I streamed. Oh wow. I'm a playlist guy.
Mm.
I'm not usually like one album. I'm like playlist. I can always listen to which some of the music is in the set actually, for the concert. I can always listen to there's one called Get High, for John Legend.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. But usually I'm playlist. So lots of artists started about, which is probably reflective in my career as well. Because same, I'm never in one mood, if you go on, man.
Yeah. And what would be one thing on your bucket list, say for the next kind of 5 years?
Bucket list. Just traveling, really. I think I want to go to places that I've always said I wanted to go to. Yeah. To actually just like have the big set of time put apart to travel, really. Travel the world.
And the deep one I ask everyone now, what does theatre and performing mean to you?
It means being able to explore and just for a few hours be out of like be extraordinary. Do you know what I mean? If you ever like get yourself into like a pattern or a kind of a routine for that 1 or 2 hours, it's just like some escapism, really.
Amazing. And my simple last little question for you today: why should anyone out there be coming to see live in London next week?
Because it's got lots of soul, lots of heart. I've tried my absolute best to try and think about what everybody else would love to hear. The amazing Chris Poon on keys and in charge of all the music, and the incredible Maiya Quansah-Breed, who is going to, as I said, a few surprises, is going to be there, and we're going to just like give you a really, really good show. And
you're going to be amazing because you always are. So
thank you so much.
Obviously, the show is on Crazy Cox, Wednesday the 5th of October.
Yes, that's right.
Link will be everywhere.